Today's operator signal is this. AI's hidden bottleneck is no longer intelligence, it is integration. The model layer keeps moving, but the place where most companies win or lose is now lower in the stack. The workflows, tool calls, triggers, permissions, traces, and measurements that turn AI from a clever answer into actual business throughput. Make gave a useful signal on June 6th. Its release notes added Claude Opus 4.8 support, plus operational improvements around scheduling, webhook detection, status, app search, and error handler naming. That sounds like ordinary release note plumbing. It is not. When better models show up inside automation platforms, production scenarios can inherit new behavior without a traditional application release. For operators, that means every model upgrade inside a workflow platform should be treated like a change to the workflow itself. Test it, compare outputs, watch failure modes, and know which scenarios are allowed to use it. Nylas made the integration problem even more explicit on June 5th with its MCP server for AI agents. The company describes what it calls the integration tax. To make an agent useful, teams need provider integrations for Gmail, Microsoft Graph, IMAP, calendars, contacts, note takers, authentication, pagination, sync behavior, and edge cases. Nylas exposes 36 type tools across email, calendar, contacts, and meeting capture. More important, it gives teams traceability into the tool calls and adds a two-step confirmation path before an agent sends messages. That is, the pattern builders should notice. Agent reliability is not just prompt quality. It is typed tools, owned integrations, observable calls, and explicit approval gates around risky actions. Cisco's June 5th Cisco Live recap pointed to the same thing from the infrastructure side, and their framing is blunt. Humans click, agents swarm. As agents operate at machine speed, the infrastructure requirement changes. Cloud control, Cisco IQ, Live Protect, Splunk context, policy, telemetry, and digital twin testing all become part of the operating service. And Cisco also highlighted practical AI use cases like supply chain forecasting and store scheduling, where the goal is not novelty. The goal is better operational decisions with less manual guessing. And then 5W's June 5th AI at Work Index adds the business pressure layer, and their report argues that formal enterprise AI adoption is high, but measurable ROI is still thin, while a large amount of productivity is happening through unsanctioned or personal AI use. Treat that carefully because it is a vendor-sponsored report, but the operating lesson is still useful. Shadow AI is demand discovery. It tells leaders where employees already feel workflow pain. Banning it loses the signal. Ignoring it loses governance. So what should operators do next? First, map shadow AI use to real workflows. Do not start with a tool catalog. Start with where people are already copying, rewriting, summarizing, scheduling, searching, reconciling, or preparing decisions outside the system. Second, choose high-frequency handoffs, email to task, meeting to action item, customer request to case, forecast to staffing plan, purchase need to supplier conversation. These are the places integration creates leverage. Third, wrap the model inside an owned tool surface. That could be an MCP server, an automation scenario, an internal API, or a governed app. And the key is that the organization owns the permissions, logs, error handling, and rollback path. Fourth, regression test the workflow, not just the model. If the model changes, the webhook changes, the calendar API changes, or the scheduling rule changes, run a small test pack before production volume hits it. Fifth, measure the work, not prompts, not demos. Measure cycle time, rework, exception rate, approval load, escalation quality, and cost per completed workflow. The takeaway AI advantage is shifting from who has access to the best model to who can integrate models into accountable work fastest. The winning organizations will industrialize the boring layer. Connectors, traces, policies, tests, and ROI measures. That is where AI becomes real operating leverage.